So everybody, welcome to another edition of our Drive Time video calls. I'm very, very happy to welcome Andy Ace Harrison to the show. Andy, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me to this.
No, it's been, well, you know, it's absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I can see you sort of in your workshop today, is that right?
Yeah, well, I live in my workshop. I don't even know I don't know what my house looks like anymore.
There's a sleeping bag down by your feet, isn't there?
Yeah, now we're locked in.
Yeah. So, Andy, look, I know what you do in motorsport, but for those who don't know, Andy Ace Harrison, how are you involved in motorsport?
Well, it's a simple answer, really. We're involved in historic motorsport via Goodwood and the big events. We own a prep shop. We do quite a lot of media work as well. So that's how we're involved. You know, people invite us to events. They've usually got a star driver they want to involve us with. We say yay or nay. They come and have a seat fitting. We prep the car. We also run cars for people. So we've got quite a lot of businessmen and people like that who want to race. And they leave the cars with us. They just send me a message, say, I want to race there. We prep it, we take it. They arrive, they drive, they go home.
Fantastic. Now, I can see on your gilet there, Acespeed. It says it right there. Andy Ace Harrison. There's a link.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So is that why you have the ace in the middle? What came first, Acespeed or Andy Ace?
The Acespeed came first, to be fair, and then people seemed to tag on the Ace. And then we're driving with Barry Wizzo Williams. He decided I needed a nickname, so he entered me into an event with the Ace. And that stuck, like these things do. It just needs a simple little thing. So now, by deed, Paul, I'm changing my middle name.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, one thing I want to chuck out there is I don't have a nickname. So anybody watching, anybody who's been involved in these calls, anybody who just loves motorsport, I need a nickname. Let's get the campaign to get me a nickname. But a nice one.
That's what you've got to be careful with.
I don't want big nose or anything. It's already big enough as it is.
It's fine.
Right, Andy, let's talk about you a little bit. Now, like you say, you've been involved in motorsport for a while, etc., etc. It's obviously something very important to you and close to you. What's the best thing about motorsport for you?
Well, I treat motorsport, even though we treat it seriously, there's as much fun to be had in the paddock as there is to be had out on the tarmac.
Yeah.
And I treat them like little mini holidays away. So I don't take a lot of holidays like traditionally people who do what I do, like 2 holidays a year. They go sit in the sun. Well, I don't live that life. My holidays are when I go to race circuits.
Brilliant.
So we tend to leave work on a Wednesday for a weekend event, and then we come back on the Monday. So I've met all my friends. I've had a great time. There's usually a giggle to be had around the paddock at night. And then we come back home.
Fantastic. I love hearing that type of thing. So we spoke about race circuits there. You obviously go to quite a few. Where's your favourite place to go watch a bit of racing or just get involved with it?
To take part in, I've got to say I do like Goodwood, but I think that goes for everybody. For watching, I like to go to my local hill climb. I love going to Weirwood Hill Climb. It's an event I sponsor, but I've been going ever since I was a kid. I've been going for just over 40 years. And they have a hospitality tent where there's food. Usually go and have my breakfast there and watch the event, and it goes really well for me. So to watch, it's got to be Harewood, but for to compete, and it's got to be Goodwood.
Well, funny you say that, because we spoke to somebody who's involved with Harewood Hill Climb the other day, Alexander Rhodes.
All right, yeah, know him well.
Yes. So he's done one of these. In fact, it's been live for a while now, that particular video. So check it out.
I will do.
What we like to do, Andy, is you're a fun bloke. I can see that. I can tell that. I know you. You're a top bloke. We like to have a bit of a giggle at your expense.
Yeah, I'm worried about these next questions.
Oh yeah.
I'm not telling you how old I am. I'm not telling you about my first girlfriend.
Oh, maybe I should add those questions in. So, Andy Ace Harrison, I want to know what's been your most embarrassing moment, either driving, trackside, you name it. I want to have a bit of a laugh at your expense. What's been the most embarrassing moment for you involved in motorsport?
One that's probably funny to look back on now, but at the time was only the members meeting last year when we spent 3 or 4 months moaning and groaning that we'd not got an entry, and then we got an entry. We did all this social media and come and see me at Goodwood, and the car blew up on the first corner of the first lap. So, in front of probably 10,000 people and various media streams. It's got to go down as an embarrassing moment, but you grow, you get stronger by it. It's one of those moments.
And it is motorsport. It does happen. It is
Yeah.
motorsport.
And another one is going back a long time now. We did the fastest mini in the world race, and the event before, there was a lady taking some photographs, and me and my mate, as skint racing drivers, had camped in our awning, so we put the awning on, and this lady had come to my friend and says, I've got some pictures of Ace racing 2 weeks ago at Cadwell. Would you like to see him? He went, oh yeah, he said, go in and see him, he's in there. Well, I was starkers when she walked in. But I obviously didn't impress much because she never stopped. She just kept selling these photographs. I was stood there naked.
Oh dear, I'd say send some over, but maybe not.
No, not to be seen.
Andy, that's probably the best one I've heard so far.
Yeah.
Right, look, Andy, this next question, I love this question because it says a lot about your taste. All right, so you and me, we're at Goodwood, okay, and you've got 10 laps at Goodwood, and you can take out any car in the world. We're in complete fantasy land here. It could be historic, it can be modern, it could be road car, it could be race car. It's entirely up to you. You've got 10 laps around Goodwood. What car are you taking out?
Ferrari Daytona, without a shadow of a doubt, without a thought process, the car.
That is a cracking shout. Nobody said that yet, actually, and I love the fact that you knew straight away. You know.
Yeah. In fact, I've often said that if the numbers come up like we all dream about, I'm going to buy a Ferrari Daytona. I'm going to drive it to Monaco. I'm going to have a leisurely drive down to the south of France, down to Nice, along the Côte d'Azur, and into Monaco. Stop in a fancy hotel and drive it back.
Good man. If you need a passenger, don't forget your old mate Ian over here.
Yeah. You're pretty good looking. I think you get away with that one.
I don't think so. Thanks anyway. Andy, look, I really appreciate your time today. I'm going to let you go in a minute. I've got 2 questions, actually, 2 final questions. One's a bit more serious and one's a bit of a jokey question. First of all, Andy, is there anybody you'd like to give a particular shout out to throughout your career who's really sort of helped you along, or somebody you know who sort of needs a bit of a G up, or just certainly in these troubled times? Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, it's got to be the lad that I grew up with, Mike Knowlson. So we've been on this 40-year journey, which on the outside everybody thinks is all sunshine and roses, but there's some downtimes as well. You have a bit like the blow up at Goodwood last year, that somebody has to pick up them pieces when we come away. All the people out there see the good bits, they don't see the bad bits, and Mike's been there through the bad bits. He's been there when the job's been difficult, when things have gone wrong, and he's always there with a smile. He never judges, and it's a big shout out to Mike Knowlson.
Fantastic. Couldn't have said it better. What a lovely thing to say. And finally, Andy Ace Harrison, this is another very important question, probably the most important question you'll get asked this month. If you were a biscuit, sir, what biscuit would you be and why?
Jaffa cake.
Good shout. A few people have said that.
Soft on the bottom, crispy on the top, and tasty underneath.
Andy, we'll end it there. But thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. It always is. And thank you so much. Stay safe.
Man,
and we'll see you soon.
Everybody stay safe out there too.
Good man. Well said.